Hi guys, I'm Nikhil Chawla and welcome to another episode of Talk Tech on the Unbiased blog. Today I'm driving the GLC, but not this one. And today I'm donning the AMG hat and will be driving the most potent GLC you can buy on Indian roads. The GLC43. So guys, if you see me grinning in this video throughout the video, well, the reason is this. This is the GLC on steroids, GLC on RedBull, whatever you want to call it. This is the GLC43 from Mercedes and it's an AMG, not an AMG line, but a proper AMG. And what I mean by a proper AMG, that it is the AMG 43. Now there are three types of AMG that we get. It's the AMG 43, AMG 53 and AMG 63. So don't go by the number if you feel AMG 43 would be the least powerful or won't be that powerful as a 53 or a 63. Well, you're mistaken, because this car is a hoot. This is fireworks, this is a bomb, and bomb without costing a bomb on your pocket. And the reason for that is this is the first AMG to be assembled in India. Yes, this is being assembled in India in the Chakan plant in Pune by Mercedes-Benz India. That means you don't have to pay for those hefty import duties. That means this is the first performance car, not by Mercedes but any car manufacturer, a first performance car that is assembled in India. It's important because it shows there are a lot of performance enthusiasts in India and Mercedes is ready to serve them. Now that's the greatest part about it, because they felt there's a need for performance cars and there are a lot of AMG buyers. They are bringing a lot more AMG models also. Back to the car, this is a GLC 43 and so up front you can easily tell it's an AMG, not an AMG line but a proper AMG, because you see that AMG badging, the Pan Americana grille with all those fins and this huge ass Mercedes logo on top of the Mercedes-Benz logo, and underneath that Mercedes logo there is a camera. Because it's a performance car, it needs to have all that great braking, all that safety features. So luckily you have all the sensors that you would need. You have all the cameras, a 360-degree camera package, and a lot of other safety features that Mercedes comes along with. So apart from this grille, you can see even the bumper is different, because this is an AMG bumper. It has fins for that airflow. You can see those fins letting the air intake and letting it flow. Because of these huge gaps, it intakes a lot of air. Under the boot you have that massive AMG engine, and right here it also shows that this is made in India or assembled in India precisely. And you can see that there are three huge air intakes for the engine to pull in all that air and give you all that torque, all that power that you need just with the press of a pedal. So you can see there are three sensors on each side, making a total of 6 sensors, and these 6 sensors give you a 360-degree safety measurement of if anybody's around. The cameras also project a 360-degree image. So you're always safe and you always know that you are not close to anybody. Or apart from that, you also have camera and sensors on the windshield for the autonomous braking. So you also have those protection if somebody just jumps in. The autonomous braking breaks in, and you have features like early braking, late braking, or you can also shut down. It also gets the multi-beam LED from Mercedes, which has multi-beams and senses if there's oncoming traffic, automatically shifts the high beam to a low beam, and you don't have an option to put it on high beam, to be honest. So when you put it on high beam, it automatically goes on auto high beam. You can't manually force it to be high beam because it senses if there's oncoming traffic, it should not be in their eyes. So that's really intelligent. And when you switch on those lights, it gives you a dancing performance, a sizzling performance where all the multi-beam LEDs really configure themselves precisely, and it shows and it looks beautiful. So moving on to the side, you can also see this huge AMG tires. You can also see that big ass AMG brake caliper, and also the brake pad, which has a lot of holes in it because it should not be heated and the air to flow from there. A 255 by 45 Michelin wheel and the AMG rims, which look stunning. I think one of the best looking AMG wheel set here. Really love the silver and black combo and this big logo of Mercedes. And you also get this AMG branding on the wheel, so this is really nice. Up front, bi-turbo 4MATIC. This is the heart, this is the engine. This is what tells you this is the more powerful GLC, and if you have the money, this is the GLC to get. Standard Mercedes side mirrors where you have the indicators right here and the puddle light, so that when you're getting out or getting in, there is a puddle light for you. So you also have these skid plates which are very sturdy and you can stand on them and really comfortable to get in or get out of the vehicle. And as this is an AMG GLC43 coupe, you have a sloping roof which looks stunning, Though it might be a problem for tall people when they sit at the back. So if you're above 6 feet, you might have a problem getting in and getting out. Moving to the rear section of the car, you would love it because the sloping roof makes it look very distinctive, and that coupe definitely adds to the looks. On Indian roads or roads that are meant for off-roading, though I would not really suggest going off-roading, like complete off-roading on this car. Well, I could say that, but there is an option to lift the suspension. So even that doubt that you have that this car might not be able to handle bigger bumps, bigger breakers, that can be done by raising this car. So you can lift the car, there's a suspension lift. You can either do it from the back, from the boot, there's a button, or you can also do it from the inside center console where you just press the button and the car starts raising. So very easy to raise the suspension and to get that extra ground clearance. So again, I'm coming to the point that this could be the most practical performance car or SUV coupe that money could buy in India. Again, a massive wheel, so massive, so wide that it is coming out of the body. You can see that Mercedes had to specifically install this mud guard and flap it out so that all the mud is not flying on the rear of the car. Now coming back to the part of practical cars. Now, have you wondered why every car maker has started making SUVs or SUVs coupe? Talk about Rolls-Royce, talk about Lamborghini, talk about Aston Martin. Well, the world wants SUVs, world wants ground clearance, world wants that macho feeling. Now back to the rear section of the car, you see those lights running across the car from the sides. Again, Mercedes branding inside, and these are also multi-LED lights, and it looks beautiful at night and goes past the rear quarter panel towards the boot. So it's half inside the boot and half on the quarter panel at the back. Now you can see how beautiful it looks and why I was going on gaga about it. Big Mercedes logo, which also acts as a camera and a boot open close button. Just press on it and the boot opens or closes, and also acts as a camera when you put the reverse gear or when you need the cameras. GLC43 badging here, and this really nice petite, I would say, spoiler with that height, with that curve, which makes it really sporty. And you can see why it looks great because the sloping roof, and then it comes here, and this is how the wind goes. So this aerodynamics of the cars are really nice. So this is how it goes. Again, up front, AMG badging, lot of sensors, and the 4 exhaust, AMG exhaust. That is where you would love it. That's the reason maybe for most of us you would never even switch on the Burmeister audio. Yes, the car comes with the Burmeister audio setup. I never had to switch it on because I was loving audio note, the exhaust note of this car. I'm not kidding, everybody who heard it was like, wow. It's like a wow sound. And talking about these 4 exhausts, there's a big diffuser right here, again to create that downforce and that wind to pass through, the wind tunneling effect. So looks really nice. This was the rear of the car. So there are 3 ways to open the boot. You can do it with the key, just press the button for the boot and it opens up. You can do it through the Mercedes logo button, or you can also do it from the inside like the standard way. So once the boot opens, you can see it's massive. It opens like a whale's mouth and you can put in a lot of stuff. There's massive space inside. You also get a parcel tray which you can obviously take it off. You can take it out completely also. There are buttons on the left to lower down the seats and also lower higher the car if you want easier access to put in stuff and take out stuff. So there's an emergency medical kit, and underneath you get the spare tire, which is a donor tire, not the standard wheel size that is in the car. You get a smaller wheel which is 19, which is 145. So comparing it to 250 to 145, it's almost half the size, which is 145 by 19, a smaller wheel, spare wheel. So that's for emergency purposes, and you can open it out, take it out. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's also a tire inflator given with the car, so if there's an emergency you can inflate your tire and make the move. So everything has been taken care of and it's really nice. Along with the toolkit, you also get a pair of gloves, so that Mercedes is taking care of that your hands don't go black or dirty when you're replacing the tire yourself. Again, to shut the boot, very easy. You can just click on the button. You can do it with the remote. You can also do it from the inside. So easier thing to do over here, just done. Now let's sit inside the car and check out what I'm talking about, how the sloping roof affects a taller person while you're sitting at the back. Well, I never thought I would say this, but this is one of the few Mercedes where you don't want to sit at the back. Especially because it's an AMG and you want to be driving it and you want to do that exhilarating punch and you want to feel it and experience that. But still, that said, it's not really bad at the back. Sun blinds, if you want privacy, you get the Burmeister audio. You also get this open for wood, Alcantara leather seats and red lining. Really nice. You also get this armrest where you can put your stuff inside. There's a storage space. There's a bottle holder, rear AC vents for you, also control it on and off. You get 2 Type-C charging ports and also an adapter to put in your lighter charging port. But what I love about this car is the red seat belts. It totally makes you feel that you're sitting in an AMG car, and these red seat belts really add to that and the sportiness of the car. Back to the comfort of the seats, so there's a lot of support for your thighs. Like a GLC, it's a complete SUV. You feel nice, but the only difference, because it's a coupe, is this roof is really close to your head. So if you're taller than me, with that sporty suspension, you might feel your head is hitting. But then again, seats are very well made. You get a lot of space to store stuff. There's bottle holders on the side. Everything is really premium, and especially the Maestro audio package included in the car, which adds to the audio experience. But again, Mercedes says that 3 people can easily sit at the back, and I think it is possible, though the third person who sits in the middle would have to keep his or her feet on the other side. But then again, there is a headrest for the person sitting in the middle also. So comfortable for 3 people, but not for longer rides. Then you also have ISO fixed seats, very standard in all the cars, where you can put in a child seat. Wherever you're sitting in the car, middle seat, side seat, rear seat, front seat, you're always reminded you're an AMG. The red seat belts, the red lining accents, the AMG mats, AMG scuff plates, everything speaks out it's an AMG. So what are we waiting for? Let's get driving, let's sit in the front and enjoy the pleasure of driving an AMG. The moment has arrived. We are finally sitting in the AMG GLC43, and to be honest, this is the first AMG I'm driving and I'm thrilled. I am just thinking that did I make a mistake by buying the regular GLC? Well, not really. I really enjoy my car, but this extra pickup, this extra strength, that extra adrenaline that you get in an AMG GLC is unbeatable. It's unmatchable. I would have really loved if Mercedes India gave me an option to exchange my car. I would have done it with a smiling grin on my face. I'm loving the car, and I'm gonna start the engine now. You would hear that sound, you would love that sound, and this is just the normal mode. I'm just gonna start it, so listen to this. So if you want more sound without putting on the Sports Plus or Sports mode, just click on this exhaust button near the touchpad. The sound changes, and look at that grunt. The car literally shakes. So you can put it to the normal mode, and this is how the sound changes. That, you know, that it gets punchier, it gets a lot more bassful, because then it's completely in action. All those 4 exhaust notes are like piping it. This is the normal mode, and then again the powerful mode on the exhaust note. World of a difference. So if you're coming back home at night, you don't want to wake up your society, always keep it on the normal mode. So now let's put, there's like options in the dynamic mode. There's slippery, there's individual, there's comfort, there's sports, and there's sports plus. I'm gonna drive it on sports plus. You can hear the crackles every time there's a gear shift. So let's do that. Waiting for the path to be clear. Though I would advise not to do that. Like when you're on a busy road, this is a test road we're testing the vehicle on. So you can really accelerate, you can really punch the vehicle. But on a busy roads where you have to follow all the traffic regulations, please don't do this. We're in Sports Plus mode. I'm also going to click on the AMG performance on the screen, so it shows you live engine data. It shows you the engine output, it shows you engine torque in Newton meters, it also shows you engine output in kilowatts, it shows you the engine oil temperature and also the trans oil temperature right there. So it's 83 degrees and a lot of options. You get specific AMG meters, dials, because it's an AMG vehicle, so you get all those AMG red on the black, like ultra seats. It looks beautiful. Now there's an option that you can drive it like automatically, like supposed to be done with the 9G Tronic gear shift. You just put it in, you know, the drive mode, or you can really test the vehicle by the paddle shift and do the gear shift yourself. So it's up to you. You want to do the paddle shift yourself, or you want to drive it the way the car is driving for you. So I'm just gonna put it in D mode. This is the drive mode. So let's gun it and feel it. So we just crossed 100 in 5 seconds. As great as the acceleration is, the D acceleration is also on point, and the gear shift is amazing. I mean, it's flawless gear shifting. Even the upshift and the downshift both really happen on the fly, and it's like crazy speed. The way it downshifts and upshifts in Sports Plus, it's crazy. You know, I could gun it to like 120 plus on the 4th gear shift, which was amazing. and then I had to slow it down because obviously I'm telling you this is like testing it, not really driving it this way in the city. Again and again I repeat, this is just for test purposes. Do not try this, do not do this. So people really ask if it's an AMG vehicle, does it really chug the fuel, I meant. So yes, if you're gunning it all the time, you would get around 5 to 6 km per liter. But if you're driving like I did on the highway, I recently went to Bishangarh and I was driving it really sanely, not even crossing 120 kilometers per hour because that beeps constantly goes on, so I didn't want that, and I wanted to enjoy the car and drive safe. So I was around 90 to 100 depending on the road limitations and speed limitations, and I could enjoy the drive. And you won't believe, I got around 13 km per liter mileage out of this vehicle. It's an AMG. I got 13 km per liter, and in fact that's more than what I get on my own GLC 300. So an AMG giving you 10 plus km per liter is impressive. That's when you drive it sanely, not like a maniac, because this vehicle can drive you nuts. So if you're driving it like nuts, then obviously you will have to suffer somewhere. So you'll chug in a lot of fuel, you'll get around 4 to 5 km per liter. If you feel that, you know, getting into off-road sections of the road, you can lift the suspension, you can also put it into normal mode and drive safely, because with Sports Plus it gets really stiff, really hard. Keep that car on the road so that it doesn't fly off, to be honest. All that is done very well, and I'll put it back to normal mode because, you know, I've shown you how the Sports Plus mode works. It really handled it well. We went off-roading, a bit of off-road, not like really massive off-roading, but bit of an off-road, handled well. And that's why I keep saying that this is a very practical performance car. With other performance car, you would always be worried that you're, you know, touching the underbelly on the breakers. You have to really slow down during the breakers. And with this one, you're worry-free, you're carefree. Good ground clearance, you can even increase the ground clearance. So massive ground clearance, performance car, SUV macho feel, good looks of a coupe. All in all, a beautiful car by Mercedes-Benz India. And thank you Mercedes-Benz again for making or assembling it in India and bringing down the cost. I've said it again many times in the video, but again I'm saying it because this makes performance cars more accessible to enthusiasts like you and me, and that's what we want. Like, the companies really helping us get the best of cars in India. Now, just because it's a performance car doesn't mean that you give up on comfort. Mercedes has taken care of that also. You get adjustable seats like adjustable headrest. You can get, you know, more thigh support, under thigh support. You can adjust the seat completely from here. You also get heated seats. So press of a button, 3 different modes for heated seats. Again, no massagers in these seats, but I don't miss the massagers because that grunt of the AMG really keeps massaging your back and you don't need any specific massagers. And the AMG steering wheel, of course, yes, that's the part where you feel that you're always in control. Such nicely built with all the controls on your fingertips. The left buttons control the center console, the right controls the speedometer console. So all the controls on your fingertips, and that's how you control the car. So there's 3 ways to control the center console. You can do it via touchscreen. There's a touchpad. Now, a lot of people would miss the panoramic sunroof, but on a coupe you really can't give that. So there is a sunroof which is not like as big as you would get on a regular GLC because it's a sloping roof. Good amount of sunroof, which really adds to giving you less claustrophobic feeling because it's all black inside. So for some people it might be like really claustrophobic, but thanks to the sunroof you can open it, feel airy and enjoy the weather. Again, you get all the connected features, the Mercedes Me apps and the Hey Mercedes assistant that is always on your command, and the navigation is already inbuilt, and you obviously can use the voice assistant too. So all these features are there. It's a really smart, feature-rich car, well taken care of when it comes to charging points, smart connectivity, wireless charging, everything. The glove box is nice. It has 2 layers. You can put stuff on the top or under it. Side bottle holders on the doors have a lot of space. You can put 3-4 bottles there. So very well taken care of everything. And standard air AC vents on the Mercedes, which can be put in any direction, up and down. You can switch it on and off like a volume knob, left to right. All the buttons have very clicky feeling, feel nice. The buttons on the dash that do it, like you want to launch the menu, you can just do that. You want to launch the navigation, there's a navigation button. Dial a phone, you can click on the telephone button. If you want to change the modes of the car, there's a dynamic button over there which controls the different modes. And obviously, I think if I have to nitpick, would be that the sunroof curtain is manual. You can't do it automatically or electrically, so you have to do it manually. And if I have to nitpick anything about the exterior, then I think the AMG brake calipers should have been red. You know, the combination of red and black should have continued outside and would have looked really great. So like red brake calipers on those massive wheels would have looked really sporty. But then again, this is what I'm doing while I'm nitpicking. So I think we've covered most of the part about this, and if you think that we missed anything about the AMG GLC 43 Coupe, then you can leave a comment comment below, you can talk to us on Twitter, or mention us on Twitter, and we'll be more than happy to reply to your comments, queries, or anything like that. Because this is assembled in India, a V6 AMG engine, bi-turbo engine, you get it for 76.40 lakhs ex-showroom in India. That means, I've said it in the beginning of the video, that this is the most practical performance car and also most value for money as of now, because you're getting a massive AMG performance vehicle, a beautiful looking coupe, a practical SUV for 76.40 lakhs ex-showroom. So the only regret I have in my life right now is, why didn't I buy this and I bought the GLC 300? Just kidding. Whatever I've got, I love my car, but then again, Mercedes, if you're open for exchange options, I'm looking forward to it. So that's it for today's video. Have a good day, drive safe, and enjoy driving an AMG. Thank you. Bye bye. Let's gun it again because I love it. Sports Plus. Bye bye, viewers. Oh, you still watching? That was a firecracker.